Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your host, Kensei Abbott, and you are listening to Kensei's podcast.
Hey, I'll pimp till I die. Pimp, yeah. I had it coming with a limb. Baby, yes, my girl, she know the deal. Okay, let's go. I had it coming with a limb. I'm just tryna fuck you in no bill. We could go the distance if you with it. Baby, you know what I got.
All right. It's time. It is time for the podcast. All right, we're here. This is episode 5. Yeah, it's been 5. This is the 5th week now that I'm doing it. It's great. I like it. I'm getting some good feedback. I'm getting a lot of positive, words about the pod. And we're getting some good numbers for what I'm expecting, in the hundreds for the first few episodes of a podcast about, just me and stuff that's cool. Because, we only fucking with the cool stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, so, okay. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I'm talking about it. Halloween. Not the holiday. The movie. With Michael Myers. So I didn't know much about Michael Myers before yesterday. Yeah, I saw this stuff yesterday. I watched Halloween Kills, the new one on Peacock that's streaming. Go check it out. I'm hearing mixed things about it, but we'll get into that. And I also saw the original, but I saw the original after I saw that one, but we'll get into that. Okay. All right. So, this is spoiler alert central, so if you listen past this, it's your fault. And I will probably stop talking about this in a while, so figure it out. All right, cool. So I watched Halloween Kills. I never knew much about Michael Myers, but I would always see the mask. My boy Chris, he loves Michael Myers, but it looks cool. You see the memes or whatever, where he's like here 1 second, next he's not. But I never looked into it. And so I'm watching Halloween Kills, and they're portraying him as this like entity that, can't stop, and he's going to get you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, cool. I guess that's what he does, because he's got mad movies, so he must be not dying. He must be running through these motherfuckers. So there's a lot of stuff in the movie where I'm like, maybe I needed to watch other movies to understand what's going on, because like everyone knows each other and there's like family, and of course if you've watched 7 Halloween movies you probably understand a lot of the backstory, which I didn't. So I'm kind of lost in the sauce for the first like 20 to 30 minutes. Maybe I wasn't paying attention fully. I just started playing Pokemon Unite, but I'm gonna get into that later. So stick around to the end for that good stuff. But I'm watching. I'm like, okay, this person is a sister or a daughter or something, whatever. Michael Myers he's back. He got arrested or he's on fire. I don't know what's going on. But then I was really appreciating this type of horror movie. And I felt like after watching the first one, I understood it more, obviously. And the first one is like, wow, this is a horror movie. I feel scared. I am afraid for some kind of situation like this, because he's being portrayed as such a human, because essentially he's a human to what they understand. Maybe he's not a human. Maybe he's a demon or something. I feel like he's some kind of otherworldly existence, because he clearly cannot die by simple means like you or I. So he must not, follow the same rules. Something's going on, and it's cool. But like I'm saying, I appreciated this kind of horror movie because it wasn't about the gore. It wasn't about the hacking and slashing, which there is some, but it's not like gratuitous. It's not to a point where I'm like, ew, gross, I don't want to watch this. I'm watching this like intrigued, like that was a cool shot. That was a cool shot. Because with him, you have this expressionless face where the actor is a mannequin essentially. So it's like, it's all in the angles. It's all in the camera work. the direction, you know. So I think that's very cool in a sense of the story, and the camera is really doing the work, and the perspective, like, of the first person view in the first movie, that was crazy. That was so cool. I felt like, not cool in this way, but it felt like I was him, like I was performing these crazy acts, or like it puts you in that kind of roller coaster seat where you're like, whoa, I am the action, this is happening, and like I'm doing it. Very cool, very creepy. So I respected the fact that horror being portrayed in that way. And I'm not some big horror guy. Like, I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is a little more gratuitous, and I thought that one was dialed back then from like the Freddy's, and I grew up, I liked Jason because it was not too crazy, and he was kind of that, big oaf that would just come around and kill people, very similar to Michael Myers. But Michael Myers is so funny in the Halloween Kills, back to that, in the scene where they're in the crib, in his old crib, and he's choking the dude out. He's like, I'm gonna kill this guy. And the other cop is like, yo, put him down, I'm gonna shoot your ass. And he's like, go ahead. Not verbally, but basically telling him like, yo, shoot my ass, go right ahead. And it's just so funny because his face is so expressionless, and that's what makes me feel like this, like Michael Myers movies, like Halloween's, are like semi-comedy or like dark comedy or something, because it's freaking hilarious. But so he's choking him out. Cop's like, all right, fuck it, shoots him, but he shoots his boy right in the neck. And then Michael Myers is like, just drops him dead, just drops him like a sack of potatoes, turns with the quick step and just starts making his way out the door, out of the room. And the other cop is like, oh snap, and he goes to his boy like, oh snap. And so then he starts shooting at Michael, miss. And then Michael goes around the stairs, upstairs banister, to go downstairs, taking his time, and he's not slowly strolling. He's definitely speed walking, but it's the slowest speed walk you'd ever imagine. And this guy's just like, oh my God, pow, 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 miss. And he just, it was so funny. And that's when I was like, this is a comedy. I'm not scared. This is hilarious. But I feel like that's like the meta moment where the movie's aware of itself as a viral meme or something, or a video or funny parody, right? So they're aware of that, so they put that in the movie in that sense. I think that's it, because it's like his superpower, or his horror power, or whatever it is kind of like super slow speed, or super, something like that, because he's here 1 second and he's gone the next. In the first movie, sorry I'm jumping, but that's what we're doing, she sees him down the block. Who's that actress' name? Gotta look her up, because I knew that actress from not Coming to America, Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and was Dan Aykroyd, when he's a poor dude, homeless dude, and then he switches, the rich dudes like make a bet they can ruin their lives or whatever, and she is the prostitute. Let me look up that prostitute in Trading Places, because that's how we look people up. And Ophelia, Jamie Lee Curtis. So yeah, apparently Jamie Lee Curtis is this crazy horror actor, whatever. I was like, oh, dope. So anyway, Jamie Lee Curtis is walking down the block or whatever, and this is after he's like got his eyes on her, so now he's following her and shit. And she sees him looking at her from like down the block, and he's like peeking out of a bush on the side, and then he just like kind of sidesteps behind the bush, and it's so fucking funny. It's so funny. So I don't understand how anyone could look at that and not be amused, because sure, it's not real life. If that happened in real life, maybe I might be shook, or if I was Jamie Lee Curtis in real life, I might be shook. But I feel like there's just too many comedic elements up for it to be not in some way considered a comedy of some form. I don't know. Maybe there's a conversation about it. There's got to be. But I'm new to the community, so I'm not privy to all that. But I do have to say, I did go into watching the original with some, because I had looked up trying to find it online, whatever, to see where I could watch it, Amazon Prime. But everyone was like, yo, like on the trailer on YouTube, they're like, yo, classic. This is the one. This is the horror movie. This is what a horror movie should be. I'm like, damn. So the YouTube streets think this is the Alpha Omega. Let's check it out. Blew Jason out the water. Blew what little Freddy I've seen out the water. And it's just like, am I a Michael Myers fan now? Austin Powers is my shit. So it only makes sense. But, I don't know. I think I'm going to check out number 2 and see how it goes from there. I've been told to watch the Rob Zombie edition, which is in the 2000s. But I feel like I kind of want to just go through them and just see how they progress and how they differ. I like doing stuff like that. Like what I had said in I think the first episode, what I was doing with Good Times, where I just watched the whole things from beginning to end and then looked up all the backstory and why things were happening, who left, and what was going on, to understand not just the written product, but understand the entirety of the story, cast included, or like reality included, because that's the real story, right? I think that comes from wrestling, because you always want to know what are these guys doing outside, behind the camera, like who are these people that you watch do these crazy things to each other, throw somebody off freaking scaffold. Who is that guy? Why would he do that? Does he do this when he goes home? But anyway, yeah, I just feel like it grabbed me. I was just talking to my fiance like 10-12 minutes ago, really, and she was like, wow, you're excited about this? And I was like, yeah, I don't know, it's like something about the Michael Myers thing is just so fascinating. I don't know, but it's cool, and that's why it's been around for so long. I guess people find it fascinating, but that's not that crazy to imagine. So I guess that was like one of the big topics I wanted to talk about, and I might even jump back into it when I remember something later about it. But it's Halloween season. We got Halloween coming up in a few weeks, I guess. What is it, the 18th today? If it's Monday, yeah. So if you're listening to this, most of you guys listening to it on Tuesday, so it'll be Tuesday the 19th. Tremendous Tuesday. Shout out those. Me and my boys used to have Tremendous Tuesdays where, because we all like were working or doing something like on the weekends, or our schedules didn't always meet up, school and whatever. Tuesdays was a sacred day where we would just meet up and go crazy. So go have yourself a Tremendous Tuesday, but with your people. Gotta be with people you love. So last episode I talked about how I was dealing with some kind of new opportunity and was hoping something would come through, and something came through for your boy. Cue celebration sound in the back, boom boom. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about what it is, but it's definitely something cool. If you know me, you can hit me up or whatever, but it's just something cool for me, my life, and something that, if you want something, go get it. And if you feel like you deserve something, go get it. If you feel like wherever your situation is in life is not right, make the steps to change it, because trust me, they will not change for you. They will not just magic, like the universe or whatever you view the world as, or this existence, it does not ebb and flow around you. And there's too many individuals on this planet where everyone's thinking one way or the other. I also have a thought where we're all one being, but that's another conversation. But it's like the way that it works for us currently Don't just sit and want. Sit and want and then do, and then you'll get. That's kind of how it works. So I implore all of you, please, if there's something that you love or something that you hate even, move towards or move away from those things in the positive and negative ways, you know? Like, go towards what you love, get away what you hate, and your life will be better. I can probably promise that. The application of it is a different story. How do you do these things that you need to get away from something you hate or get towards something you love? It might be difficult. Sometimes very difficult for me. So, or has been very difficult for me in the past. But, you know, you grow, you learn, you fail. You see, okay, I did this. That's what happened. Let me not do that again that same way to get that same result. Let me tweak it a little bit, even if it's just a little bit, just to try it. Boom. It worked a little better. Keep going. Boom. You gotta believe that you can change your situation. If you don't, it won't change. So that's all I'm gonna say. Do what you gotta do. Get it done. Get her done. All that stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just very happy about that, and I just feel like life is moving in a positive direction. It's been a crazy couple of years for all of us, and it's been crazy for me especially. So it's just cool to see a light at the end of the tunnel after things have been so dark. But we're here now. We've ascended. It's a new day. Oh yes, it is. But yeah, other than me being up, that ETH is up, Bitcoin is up. Yeah, I'm talking about it. Crypto. I haven't really talked much about it. I'm not a big like crypto NFT dude. I definitely have some NBA Top Shot. Yeah, NBA Top Shot. Interesting, very interesting. I definitely have done a lot of research into NFTs and that whole situation with like crypto punks and punk apes or whatever they were, lions and all this stuff. And I'm not a doubter. I believe that digital everything is the future. Like, there's only so much physical space, you know? Like, there's only so much room on the block. The digital block is forever. They're doing a thing, I think it's called the metaverse, and it's like a virtual reality game or experience, I would probably better call it, where people are, you know, opening stores or casinos or like buying and selling real estate in a virtual world. It's kind of crazy, and it's so interesting, and it just reinforces the idea that people are gonna always come up with something, and that's just so cool. Who knows if this is gonna last forever? Who knows if this is the future? Who knows if this is gonna be like wiped out tomorrow by the new whatever, right? But I think it's here to stay for a bit, and it's interesting, and it's growing, and the more it becomes mainstream, the more it'll become adapted, and the more it'll become digestible for the layman and everyone that's like, oh, what's an NFT? I just take a picture. Like, calm down, my dude. It'll be more understandable. And so if you don't understand what an NFT is, if you don't understand what it's a non-fungible token, something that doesn't have from what I understand, like a dedicated amount of worth or value. So it's like you kind of create the value of itself, or you give it value, like a collectible, like an action figure, a trading card. Like, sure, you could copy this trading card, but it's not the real one. How do we know it's real? You and I both know it's not the authentic one. So it's kind of like that. Like, if you took a screenshot, how would anyone not know? I mean, an idiot in that field wouldn't know. Like if I was copying Pokemon and was trying to flip them to your grandmother, she might not know what a real or a fake Pokemon card looks like, but a Pokemon card collector would instantly know. And kind of the same thing in this NFT world. Like you're taking screenshots and you don't have like blockchain like history or like, and it's not like authenticated in some regard. And trust me, I'm no expert, so if I'm messing something up, don't shoot me. But this is from what I'm understanding is how it works, you know. So it's like if you can't trace the authenticity of it, then that becomes like this is not what I want to invest in to that particular buyer. Maybe you can fool somebody else, just like you could fool somebody with a fake trading card or something, you know. But yeah, NFTs are cool. NFTs are definitely being used to like do some shady stuff. Like I don't doubt it, you know. But it's just crazy, and it's gonna cause our society to move in a different direction than maybe some expected us to. Just the explosion of the digital, and many people have already expected it to explode digitally, but maybe they thought we were done with like the internet and social media. Like this is the beginning. Like this stuff is so recent. Social media has only been around for like 15 years or something. This is the beginning. Just wait until like we stop killing each other. That's when like, oh man, when people stop like hurting each other for no reason, like on such a grand level as like war and all these stupid things, we're going to advance so rapidly. It's going to be amazing. And that's how I tie everything into Star Trek. I'm a big Star Trek fan. I love Star Trek. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but I love Star Trek. I found out about it, you know, when I'm a kid, but I never watched it because that's for nerds, right? Everyone cool watches Star Wars. You don't watch Star Trek. That's the Herbie show, whatever, right? But I remember having like a toy gun as a kid, but I never watched it. I think my dad would watch it or something, but I was like, I'm not watching this. It would come on like channel 11 after cartoons. But I put it on a few years ago. It was on Netflix. It was the OG version, like with William Shatner as Captain Kirk. And I fell in love with it because I love old sitcoms. I love like stuff from the 70s, earlier, all that kind of stuff, because that was 60 something, 66 or 67. So fascinating. I do what I do. I looked up all about it. I was like, damn, they had gotten canceled after 3 seasons. People were complaining Spock looked like the devil. It was too ahead of its time. Like it was too crazy. They had them kissing, a white man kissing a black woman on TV. Everyone was going crazy, losing their minds. So I thought that was fascinating. I went into the next series, Next Generation, with Sir, what's his name? Captain Picard. I forget the actor. You guys know him, bald dude. But that's like, I feel like that was the best cast, Next Generation. And then you go into Deep Space Nine, and Deep Space Nine was amazing. Black captain, black family in space. Where else are you going to see that? And so it was just very cool to see that story being told. Love that. And that after I finished watching that series, it was hard for me to pick that or the Next Generation, but those two are neck and neck. It might give it to Next Generation just because it's like all the characters are just like classic. I love Data. I love a lot of that show. But then I watched Voyager, and that's where I stopped. That's where my voyage ended. I just couldn't get past, like, I think it was season 3. They found the Schnarf looking dude. Now he's on the ship as a cook and whatever, and he sucks. But I just couldn't get past, I think it was season 3 or something. I don't know. I got hit with a roadblock where I'm just like, I don't care. And once you get me with the I don't care, then I start questioning, why am I even watching this? And so you got to keep my interest. And Star Trek be having like 26 episodes a season. So, But I don't know. I'm on like season freaking 15, 16 of Grey's Anatomy. That's a trip, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, Star Trek is so what happens in Star Trek is it's us, like it's this existence, but 300 years in the future, if you're talking about like the beginning of Star Trek, the series. And I haven't seen any of the new movies, by the way. I'm not trying to but anyway, I have to watch the new stuff, but I don't know, I'm afraid I'm not gonna like it. And so they're ahead like 300 years, whatever. But basically what has happened from like between our time now and there is like massive homelessness, riots, walled cities, World War III, complete like annihilation of multiple parts of the world. I think nuclear attacks or something, bombs went off. And then like after that they learned like, you know, war is bad. It took that to for humans, the human race, to be like, all right, we gotta chill. And so after all that craziness, they started chilling. They adopted, I don't know, this is not the exact timeline, so don't, you know, Star Trek people don't go crazy. They adopted like universal currency. They basically said money doesn't matter, because they started having people just do whatever job they wanted to do. And they created something called the replicator, where you can make any kind of food you wanted out of like nutrients, paste or whatever, but it would taste and look just like what you wanted. And so that kind of ended the world hunger thing, and all these different things were going on, and it just took them to stop fighting one another. And that's when you go into space and you fight other things, right? But it just doesn't make sense for like look at an ant colony. There's hundreds of them in an ant colony sometimes, or more. I don't know, right? Shout out Ants Canada, very cool YouTube channel. But they don't fight amongst themselves. They don't attack one another. They have this like single consciousness almost. They don't, because they have to communicate with one another for anything to, you know, happen. But someone could argue, how's it our body work? You know, how does my foot know to do, like, to bend my toes right now like I'm doing? It's because my brain is communicating to whatever part, and what's communicating to my brain, all this kind of stuff. Very interesting to think about. And so when you're thinking about an ant colony, say when you watch them like get some food, it's kind of like watching an arm reach out of the anthill and slowly drag the food back. It's not how it goes, or like consume the food and kind of, you know, because if you think about us, like you grab it with your mouth and it moves down your body, in certain parts of your body, like your muscles of your esophagus or pushing it down. That's kind of like the ant bringing the food and passing it along, or what. It's kind of like the same process. I don't know. Interesting to think about, because sometimes I think that humans are, I don't know if you can hear my stomach grumbling. Gotta eat. But sometimes I feel like we have a single, it's choking me up. I'm so emotional about it. But I feel like we have a single consciousness sometimes. I feel like sometimes I'm sitting in my car, or like I'm walking down the street and I look at somebody, I'd be like, I'm you right now, bro. Like, I can feel you, bro. I feel your pain. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. Do you guys ever feel like you have a connection to another human being that you've never met, just because you can see them right now, and all of a sudden you feel like you can look through their eyes in that moment? That's how I feel. Hold on one second. All right, we're back. Sorry, I just got choked up. Very emotional topic. But yeah, I mentioned I got on Pokemon Unite, and so my boy hits me up and he's like, yo, we on this? I'm like, all right. So it's, if you play League of Legends or you play Dota back in the day, it's the same thing, but Pokemon. and it's cool. I mean, it's not addicting at all, at least for me. The Pokemaster I am. But I don't know. I can only play a few games at a time. They're like 10-minute games. They're like you can play 5-minute games, but those are hell. And I haven't found the passion for it. I don't know. It's cool though. Sorry. It's just not my cup of tea. Maybe that's why I never played LOL or Dota. A shout out anybody that's played Warcraft 3. Back in the day, we used to go to Netizen, Flushing, and play Warcraft 3 in LAN servers or StarCraft 2. And this Netizen was so crazy because there'd just be so many older Korean dudes just smoking cigarettes like a mother in there, man. And I'm like 14, like I'm 13. I'm like, damn, inhaling all this secondhand smoke. Chill. Some of these kids in there smoking cigarettes, 16-year-olds just blowing it down. I think they were selling cigarettes. Shout out Netizen. Good luck to ya. But yeah, I don't know if that was a good thing, but definitely wasn't. But that's where we were holding it down with Warcraft and StarCraft, charging us money just to sit in there and play games in this cancer room. But that's low-key how my boy probably got addicted. Anyway, yeah, shout out to you if you play Warcraft 3, StarCraft, Zerg Rush. All our bases belong to us. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably keep playing it with my boys. My fiance is getting really good at it. She's I think she just likes video games and she doesn't know it yet. But we will, it's gonna keep upgrading. First it was what was it first? It was what's that game? Fallout, the Vault game on the phone, and then now it's Pokemon Unite. Next, who knows? Grand Theft Auto, Civilization, freaking No Man's Sky. Who knows? The sky's the limit, my dude. Let's go. All right, so some wrestling topics. I am supposed to talk about the Saudi Arabia show that everyone's saying is gonna suck. I don't think it's gonna suck. I think it's gonna be what we expect it to be. But which is to suck. And so maybe I shouldn't say that. I think it's going to be better because from what I've heard, they're trying to make it an important pay-per-view. They're trying to make it an important event. It's called Crown Jewel. That's what it is. So let's see. Where can I find it? Okay. But they're trying to make it more important than it has been. So I feel like in that regard, they're going to try their best to maybe include some must-watch television on there or must-watch programming on there. You would think. Again, this is who we're talking about. So they really can do whatever they want. So I don't know. So let's start with the probably more lower card matches first. So we've got Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali. Got into over this with someone online, and I didn't understand why people are so crazy about this. They're like, oh, yo, they were a tag team. You just broke them up for no reason, just to fight. I'm like, this is, what they do. They break up tag teams all the time. Tag teams ain't shit in the WWE unless you're like the Usos or who? You know what I mean? Like there's not many like tag teams that stay tag teams for a long time. New Day, but they break tag teams up all the time. They broke all the women's tag team up. People are mad about it. Get over it. They're gonna make new tag teams. They're like, come on, just relax. But yeah, Mansoor Ali. I got Mansoor because Money Mansoor do not lose in Saudi Arabia. He is John Cena over there. So let's go Mansoor. Sorry, Mustafa. We got the Queen's Crown Finals. So that's gonna be the I guess we don't know yet because we'll still have Monday Night Raw. today or yesterday when you're listening to this, maybe if you're on Tuesday, whoever wins the finals will go to Crown's Jewel. And same thing for the King of the Ring finals. I think it's, Finn Balor versus Xavier, or I think Xavier versus Jinder is tonight or Monday night. So whoever wins that one is going to play or face Finn Balor, Mr. I trip off the top rope. I have, no matter who wins, I think Finn Balor wins. But, actually it might be Xavier or it might be Jinder. I think all three of them have a chance, but it's going to be interesting. I'm going to say my pick. I would like to see Xavier win, but I could easily see them putting it on anybody. Okay, other than that, we have the Raw Tag Team Championship match with RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. Fucking give it to AJ and Omos. Why not? It's AJ Styles and Omos. It's the greatest wrestler ever and the biggest mother I ever seen in my life. They should win, right? Against Randy Orton and Matt Riddle. Give us some dysfunction over there and then have them face each other. I don't want to see that dysfunction happen on the other side, so let's have it happen. RKO and Riddle, have them fight again. Cage. I don't know. I like cage matches. Throw them in a cage. And then they smoke at the end. Seth Rollins versus Edge, Hell in a Cell. I'm looking forward to this. Why? You know what I mean? Why are people not hype about that? That should be cool. It's not Seth versus Bray in that craziness, but with the red and everything everybody was mad about, this is a real Hell in a Cell grudge match. They've been beefing forever. Seth went in this man's house, started drinking his lemonade, left the fridge open, didn't even take his shoes off when he walked in the crib. So, if I was Edge, I'd want to beat his ass. So, they're going to have a good Hell in a Cell match. It's not going to be anything like, back in the day, thank goodness, because they might hurt themselves and we wouldn't want that. But I'm expecting, chairs. I'm expecting kendo sticks, of course. I'm expecting some kind of climbing, but I doubt Edge is going to take any crazy spots. But let's see what happens. I feel like who am I picking in this one? I'm going to go with Seth because he should win, but you never know. Seth hasn't won jack in a long time. He beat Edge once, but you know what I mean? He's not really doing anything. So maybe now with him going over Edge, it'll give him a program against maybe Big E on Raw because that's where he's going. And we also have the Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg no DQ match. Okay, so I can understand why people don't want to watch this. Bobby Lashley, former WWE champion, choked out little Goldberg, his son, in the most hilarious moment of the year. And now we're forced to be punished by watching them fight in a match. And that's not fair because I don't want to have to watch that match. Depending on what day it is, I might not have to. But what day is this? We'll find out later. But yeah, I don't really want to watch a Goldberg match in 2021, but whatever. I got Bobby Lashley going over Goldberg, but Goldberg might win because they're in Saudi Arabia and he's defending his son's honor. But man, whatever. I don't care. Bobby, do the thing. Next up, we got a WWE Championship match, which is not the last match of the night. Crazy, right? Because you know who got the last match. You already know. Acknowledge him. But anyway, WWE Championship match. Big E versus Drew McIntyre. Big E taking this one home. Don't even want to talk about it. SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Bianca versus Sasha. Big money Becky got to take it home. Let's go. And then the main event. The one we've been waiting for. Roman Reigns. The undefeated Roman Reigns. Is he undefeated? He might have lost a tag match or something. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Universal Championship match. This should be the Paul Heyman custody match where he's over the ring in a Shark Tank like Paul Bearer was with Mankind and Undertaker. But this is funny. the other night when they're doing the contract signing. Roman hands in the contract like to Brock, and Brock just signs it, and he's like, "Huh, you just signed that? I didn't even look at it, Brock." And Brock's like, "I signed it with my advocate Paul Heyman this morning." And everyone was like, "Oh," it's just funny. It's like the girlfriend, got two boyfriends kind of thing, but very funny. And I got big money, head of the table, tribal chief Roman Reigns taking home the gold. We ain't losing yet. 3,000 days, my dude. Going to 2031. Bruno Sammartino's record is getting shattered. You heard it here first. That would be something, right? October 21st. I think it's this Thursday. That is the crown jewel in Saudi Arabia. Let's hope that they don't get kidnapped like last time. Apparently, when they were in Saudi Arabia last year, because they signed this like multi-year crazy $100 million deal, whatever money it was, I don't know, but they were on the plane, and then people came on the plane and were like, "Yo, you guys can't leave yet." And I don't know what happened. Obviously, I don't know, but some craziness happened. Everyone was like, "Oh, are we like being kidnapped, or like we're not allowed to leave? Like, what's going on?" So it was very confusing for them and us and everyone. So I hope nothing like that happens this time, and I hope everybody's cool and safe. Daniel Bryan versus Suzuki. You can still watch it, I think, on my Twitter channel, on my Twitter feed, because AEW, too many companies, AEW literally put this on Twitter for free, because there's this whole like competition between WWE and AEW, right? So WWE has SmackDown on Fridays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., right? Eastern time. AEW has a new show on at 10 p.m. on Fridays, right after SmackDown, to take advantage of that carryover that people are like, "Oh, there's still wrestling on? Let me keep watching some wrestling." And they switch over to AEW. It's not an overlap at all, and it just, keeps that flow going. And so the wrestling fans like, "Oh, I love this." But what WWE did was they're like, "Okay, we don't want to lose potential viewers that way. Let's make sure they're watching our product," which business-wise, I guess, that makes sense. Because this is not the fan catering business. This is the we need to make money business, I guess. And that's a whole nother conversation. But they said, "We're going to extend..." What did they do? They said something. I think WWE said, "We're going to extend SmackDown in a half an hour, so past 10 o'clock. So now it's cutting into Rampage, AEW Rampage's time. So it's going past 10 o'clock into 10:30. So then Rampage was like, "Okay, we're going to do the same thing and go forward a half an hour as well." So now they're in SmackDown's time. And then I don't know if Tony Khan from AEW or WWE, someone said, "We're going to do it commercial free." I think Tony Khan said, "I got so much money, I don't care. I'll run it commercial free too." So we had Daniel Bryan versus Suzuki, the first part of Rampage, for free on Twitter, on YouTube. And it was commercial free. So it was just a straight match. It was like you're sitting in the crowd. Awesome match. If you want to watch some pro wrestling, watch this match. If you need to learn what pro wrestling is, watch this match. If you think you know what pro wrestling is, watch this match. It's just a dope ass match. I think I saw someone online say there was like 3 bumps in the first like 10 minutes or something. A bump is when they like fall or take a hit or something like that. It was just a good wrestling match. I'm not going to go play for it, but it's online. Watch it. Daniel Bryan versus Minoru Suzuki. Suzuki's doing his tour. I saw him live here in LA. He's going to come back, I think, to LA this weekend for the GCW show. So I'm going to check that out. We also had CM Punk versus Matt Sydal. And I don't mean any disrespect, but I don't care. And then there was also Daniel Bryan versus Bobby Fish on that same... This is not all the same show. Suzuki and Daniel Bryan happened like last week or something. This happened on Friday, or I forget. Yeah, having on Friday. And then on Saturday, they had Dynamite because they had to move because they couldn't do it on Wednesday because of baseball or something. I don't know. So they had it on Saturday, and there was Daniel Bryan versus Bobby Fish as the main event, and it was Snoresville. So what I'm trying to say is, in relation to someone else, what they had said about, oh, it's so good, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are not part-timers like they would have been in WWE or some bullshit like that. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm kind of like, can we make them part-timers? Because I don't think I need to watch CM Punk work up through the ranks. I don't want to see Daniel Bryan work up through the ranks because I don't want to watch Bobby Fish fight Daniel Bryan. Like, I think I would have skipped that match in universe mode. Like, I would have simmed that match and been confident, oh, I'm going to win. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's funny when I say no disrespect, but, like, you know, it's like, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, no doubt. Give me that. Bobby Fish on his own, Kyle O'Reilly on his own, I'm probably good. It's just not my cup of tea, my guy. And that's no offense. Everyone's got their own thing. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I feel like I don't want to see CM Punk face people that don't deserve to face him. You know what I mean? Because it's like, he's not some rookie. He doesn't need to earn his stripes. He doesn't, and I guess that's what he's trying to do, like, to the wrestling fans or community, like, yo, I am coming back. I'm not just challenging for the title right away. And of course you can build towards it. I'm not saying fight Omega right now, but it's like, fight someone else other than Matt Sydal, who doesn't do anything but lose. You know what I mean? Like, people that I don't think are going to do anything, why am I worried in that match? I like to be surprised. I feel like in the WWE, at least, and I'm not trying to compare, but it's a big, you know, you can't not compare because that's like the majority of what wrestling is in the modern era, is like, I feel like I can't predict matches sometimes. The card I just showed you, I'm pretty confident in what's going to happen, but they are so crazy sometimes. They just throw that screwball, and I'm like, whoa, what? Like when, what's her name with the mask won the title off of Charlotte. I was like, what? Or when she won the Money in the Bank. I was like, what? But you could kind of see it with the costume or whatever, the superhero thing. But anyway, I feel like AEW is very predictable sometimes, and it's because I've been watching for so long. You can kind of tell, like, oh, he's going to win now, so then this guy can face him, and then he beats him, and you can kind of book it. And I don't know, I feel like due to WWE's unpredictability, because their craziness and lack of consistency, it creates unpredictability, which, I don't know, engages me somehow. But for AEW, it's like, I know what's going to happen a lot of the time, and it doesn't make me excited to watch it all the time. Sometimes it does, because it's like, oh, I want to see this person face this person. Like Daniel Bryan versus Omega. Yes, I want to see that. I can imagine it going to a draw, or the champion not losing. Like, you know what I mean? But it was still good because I want to see those two perform. But sometimes it's just, you know. But anyway, that's how I feel. Maybe they should be part-timers. I wouldn't be mad at it. Or at least in the future, can you please do that so we can get, like, Private Party back on television, and, like, where's Sonny Kiss at, bro? Like, what the hell? What? And maybe these guys got other stuff going on, but I don't know. I'm not watching AEW to watch CM Punk fight people that aren't doing nothing. You know what I mean? Someone up and coming, sure, but you know what I mean. So yeah, we're gonna talk about some pickups. Oh, I'm so hyped! I just came back from Target, and I picked up that new, not perfect, but Rowdy Roddy Piper Legends Series 12, my boy. Already got Junkyard Dog in the mail, JYD. Yeah, this box is not perfect, but can't let it sit there. If I see another one, we see another one. You know what I mean? We stack them up. We collecting. You feel me? But, yeah, picked it up. It looks dope. the face might be a little off. I think like that FX effect where it's kind of like spray painted face on their face, where like their eyes don't always match up where the mold is behind it, but it's like a little off on the lips. Looks like he's got like a mustache kind of, but it's not as much. It's supposed to be like his lip coloring. I don't know, but dope figure, dope. Got JYD, dope. It comes with like a real chain. That was very dope. And I'm just waiting for Billy Gunn and Kevin Nash in the mail. I also have a variety on the mail. It's supposed to be coming, but Target, they be delaying. And like, you don't know if they're going to cancel. So I'm sus on it. But, we're just hoping they come through. And I also picked up that War for Cybertron Kingdom Waspinator. And if you know me, I mess with them Beast Wars. So when I saw that, I had to cop it. And I think it was going for a little bit on eBay too. I think that's like the one of this series. Bumblebee is still that one, but the Netflix Walmart Bumblebee. But Waspinator might be that one. I seen Shadow Panther, but it's sitting, so it's like I've seen it a couple times. So I'm like, I would have thought people would like that because it's like, the Black Cheetor mode, but I don't know. I don't know Shadow Panther. I ordered that Tigatron. Did I tell you guys that? I don't know. I forget. Sometimes I might repeat myself on here, and that's just what we're going to live with. It's all good. But had to order the Tigatron. Seen Rhinox available, like to order, and I don't know. I'm not. Rhinox is kind of like Ratchet in terms of like G1 to me, so it's like I like Ratchet, so I'm like but yeah, I don't know. Rhinox might have to. I had him as a kid. It was like this cool little thing where you would put he had this like gun, and if you pushed the button on it, it would spin the saw on top, and it had these like two like chain ball mace things that you would put on the saw, so when you press it, they spin. Shit, it was cool. But the new one doesn't have that. So, no, I'm kidding, but I don't know. It's not really popping to me, so we're going to see what it looks like when I see it in person. And I think that's everything I picked up this past week. Copped another Goliath because my other one was ripped. Got rid of that one. But, yeah, we're looking good. I got a retro, one of those new WWE retro figures. It was a John Cena. I found it online. I won a bid for it. It was cheap, so I was like, all right, no doubt. I'm hype. I get it. Box looks like someone gave it like the people's elbow, and so I'm like, oh, this is great. And it's like partially open. I hate when I get a box and it's like partially open. It's like, what asshole at the post office thinks to rip open a box? Like, why would you even? It's so like, you're just gonna steal stuff from people's packages? That's like so grimy. Like, what a weirdo. Like, what are the chances you even find something good? Like, you rip it open, you find socks. Like, what the hell? Anyway, so it looked like someone beat it to hell. I take it inside, I open it up. The backing is like still perfect, but then I look at the bubble, and I think the box being crushed to hell had nothing to do with this, but the bubble was like cracked on the side and like definitely like 75% detached from the card backing. So I'm like, oh, he gave me a freaking dud. And this was from like a toy shop or a collectible shop or something like that. It's not even like a person. So I'm like, yo, what the? And one thing I'm going to give you some advice on in terms of like shopping on eBay, make sure you check those photos, check the description. If that thing says new, it don't come new, you get that refund, right? So I was like, yo, give me a refund on that. And he refunded me and let me keep it. So I'm like, oh shit, no doubt, free. So it's happened to me a few times. Very funny. I don't know, I just get lucky that way. But yeah, that's about it. I might have even, did I talk about that last week? I might have talked about that last week, but guess what? I talked about it again. And yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up this week's episode. But, main thing, like what I said in the beginning, is like, if you believe in yourself, believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, start believing in yourself, because no one else is going to believe in you but yourself. And if you do have someone that does believe in you, that's great. Love them, cherish them, believe in them. But no, they will never believe in you as much as you need to believe in yourself to get somewhere. So start doing it, start getting there, and let me know when you get there. Let me know when you don't get there. Let me know when you are trying and it doesn't work and you're like, yo, I tried and I failed. I want to be like, yo, good job. Keep trying, keep failing, keep learning. As long as you're learning, you're doing the right thing. But yeah, guys, I'll catch y'all later. Thank you for downloading. Thank you so much. Tell a friend. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me wherever. But follow yourselves, man. Do what you got to do to get there. All right? Peace.